plug it in case we need it.
We're live.
We are live?
We're live.
How many kilobits per second?
I don't know, like 4493.
Oh, shoot, that's a lot of kilobits. Who's going to pay for all those kilobits? Dang.
You have to pay per kilobit. Man, that's how Russia was back in the 90s when I was there. You had to pay per kilobit. It was expensive. It's crazy.
Cleanup crew is in the house. I'm Kim. Kim Fixes Things. Hello. I'm here with your host, Buff Del Campo. You know that because you're already on the Buff Del Campo channel. And we are here to entertain you and get some cleanup done. Boy, it never ends, does it?
What happened here?
Where?
Oh, you already put that?
It's working.
Oh, I don't know why it's working. I didn't do anything.
I don't know. Sometimes things
just worked, huh? Okay.
I mean,
There's a thing here where I can see some stuff, like how many people are in here, and it was usually I have to initiate that. I didn't.
It initiated.
And it did itself. I don't know.
Did you see what I did while you were? I have not seen how I'm gonna have to make room so I can show the stuff.
Okay, I'll get up and see.
No. I'll bring it over. Give us a minute to show up.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's here yet.
Well,
it's just a surprise.
It's a late start.
It's a very late start.
Some people will come in, I'm sure. But then again, some people were sort of wore out. There was Tony, and then there was Jamie.
Oh, there's two here. I don't know who they are yet. Nobody's talking. Just there. I see them come in. Oh, look at that.
See, I
can't see it. Just a minute. Let me turn this thing so we can see it.
I skinned. I took the. See, the rockers are gone. The rockers are gone.
The rockers are gone.
The majority of the fuel. There's a little bit of area in here that's going to need some more.
It's more rust removal.
Yeah, but it was, it was getting down into. I did the big heavy stuff, and then it's getting down into the finer tuning.
Oh, look how that brake works. It pulls. It's got a mechanical advantage on there. It just pulls. There's a loop that goes through there.
Yeah.
Now we can probably repurpose that.
Yeah, it's still all. But maintained the VIN tag there. Took the door latches off.
There's a VIN tag on there too.
I believe this is the VIN tag. I think the other is a body tag, but I think this is the.
Do they have the same number on it?
It's got a complete. Yeah, it's got a complete skin quarter.
Okay.
Butt end is gone. Oh, they can't see that.
No, you moved. I moved it so that you moved it out of the. You moved it out of the spot.
Can you aim it down? See?
I can. Oops, wrong way.
Just the inner. And it's a little bit rough right down in here, but it's relatively complete. I think this is worthwhile using.
So maybe we can use the that cross member and the
yeah, come on over and look at it.
And the wheel wells or something, or part of it. Oh yeah, with the seat belts attached.
I mean, it's stiff, and then this is where the suspension members mount. It's good up top, but it's a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little rough, isn't it? Yeah, that's where it starts really getting bad.
I mean, I think that.
Well, some of this we can lop all this off.
Well, I mean.
The top part.
We could lop it off and then put a new piece of.
Yeah, right, because that'll be.
But we'll leave it.
It's probably too hard.
We'll leave it like this until we figure out where we're putting the thing.
Okay.
So that it maintains its geometry. Although it might maintain its own, it's pretty well mounted. But to refab.
I'm more interested in that cross member thing that goes over the rear end.
Yeah.
Because that's where the. Well, no, that's not where those strut rods mount.
No, they mount here.
They mount up there. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Made dust. It's a. I think to refabricate like the inner wheel tubs and stuff like that, it's a lot of time for not really anything cosmetic that anybody cares to see.
They'll have to be extended out a little bit. But
what's that? The outer?
Yeah, because it won't fit the body shape.
Well, yeah, that's why I skinned them. Now you could just work from this lip.
Yep. Right.
And then this structure and everything like that can
probably just
build up from it.
Or if we want it, I don't know. We'll see.
Well,
but the blue part on it.
No. But I just left it there so that the structure of the thing stays rigid. And I don't know. I think probably pressure washing it's the next step. I don't want to have to hand sand this whole thing.
What is going on here?
What's wrong?
Oh, it's not. It was. I couldn't see the whole thing. It was. What do you call it? It's a partial screen, but it was so close to a full screen that I didn't notice it.
And there's a lip all the way along that you could cut off or connect to. And then there's these two holes here mount to the frame. So we could even cut this off, but I thought about like maybe
I don't want to use that because my center console is going to be completely different. What I've got in mind for that center console is much different than that.
Well, yeah, but this covers the drive shaft because the drive shaft's high and it comes down.
What I have in mind is a boxier looking center that you can unbolt and get to the drive shaft.
All right. Well, we can cut it. It'll be easy to trim back since most of the rust is gone.
Bruce Colton's here.
Hey, Bruce. Welcome.
Haven't seen us for a while.
Well,
oh, you were in the hospital. What happened to you? Oh, no.
Bruce.
Well, Bruce, you haven't been here for a while. That piece that Kim has there is kind of what's left of the Triumph Spitfire. We pulled everything off the frame. We still have the frame and the engine and everything. If it had a steering wheel on it, you could drive it. But the rest of it is off in the rusty junk. And we've saved a couple of pieces. We want to keep the firewall, so we have all the mounts and everything for the firewall's so rusty, though, it's probably just a pattern for a new one, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And that piece, there's probably the piece over the top of the rear end I might use. I don't know. But the body's mostly going to be all aluminum. So yeah, tell us what happened. Yeah, it's pretty quiet in here tonight. Blood clot. Oh, no.
Well, it's going to be quiet until some people see it, because usually we start at 10, so people didn't even think to look.
Dean Stevenson. Well, yeah, and I scheduled it for 11, then I popped on here like at 10:48, or 10:49, something like that. So I came in 11 minutes early, so I don't know what can you expect.
I watched the end of Dead Dog's Garage.
Oh,
I watched some of Tony. I couldn't watch too much Tony. Dogs are barking. His dogs are barking. I'm glad they were outside.
Oh man, I was trying to watch Tony and those dogs barking. I couldn't listen to it. It's horrible. It's like sounded like you're in a dog pound.
Noise. But he's doing good. That's what you love to see.
Well, Bruce, you had a blood clot. Are you okay now, or are you good? Because that could be serious. Jeez.
Yeah.
So, when are you allowed to party again, Bruce? Dean.
Yeah, probably not a lot of.
Dean, when are you able to party again?
Party again.
Oh, I'm trying to get a water out with my bad hand. I almost can't pick the water up. Jeez. I had so much trouble with this hand and this arm today. I was just about unable. I was unable to sleep last night, and I slept a little during the day. And finally, I gotta come up here and chat for an hour or two, see what happens, and then go try to get some sleep because I got things to do tomorrow at the.
Oh, you got doctors.
I got doctor's appointment things tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're even here.
Yeah, I didn't plan on coming up here, but I'm here. And just so everybody knows what I'm drinking, my phony mixed drink, which is non-alcoholic mixed drink.
I was all by myself. I was watching Thunderhead 289.
Thunderhead 289. Yeah, I watch him occasionally.
He's working on his tractor. Living a good life. Working on his tractor.
winter's probably not quite over up there.
Yeah,
Ah, I dropped it. Are you kidding me?
getting the Alice Chalmers tractor running.
Bruce says I can walk, but not far. Oh, man.
That sounds tough.
Dean says aluminum welding hand. Oh. This is, since that crash, the neck and this shoulder and this arm has just been trouble. And that's what most physical therapy is working on that area. And I have good days and bad days. And last night was not good. And all night was terrible. So Dean says, so you're practically living the dream too. So I assume you're home. Dean says, that's not radical. I'm glad you're able to tune in. And Dean is the first one here at 11.
Okay, Dean. You get 3 points. Showing up for the late night.
He always gives his points to the women. But you know what? I'm not here right now. Oh, you know what? I got to turn my ringer off. Kim went to a car show today that I didn't go to.
Yeah, why didn't you go? You weren't feeling
I just felt terrible.
You slept terrible.
I couldn't sleep at all, and then I
didn't even keep bugging him. I was gonna call him. I thought
I woke up. Oh, I didn't really sleep well. I was gonna call you a couple of times. I thought, no, I don't want to bother you while you're there. Oops, I meant to turn that off, and it made noise. So, Kim, tell us about the car show. It's a local car show, first one of the year, first one of the season, I should say.
There were cars there.
There were cars there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good turnout, I think. For a local thing, I think it was. And everybody was nice and friendly. There was a lot of nice, really nice cars. I felt a little bit embarrassed because my Dart is very plain, but a lot of people were very impressed. They enjoyed it because it's something different you don't see. So
well, okay, so that's the longest trip you've taken with your Dart, with that engine, that transmission, with the new, a fresh engine, really fresh engine.
The transmission all goes really good, really nice. It's not like a super powerhouse, but it's nice, smooth, strong acceleration. But the handling is subpar. It's not quite right.
Well,
it's very loose.
You know what we did? We rebuilt the front end, put new bushings and all that stuff in there, and never did a wheel alignment on it. So those wheels might be going out.
Yeah, it's not very right. How
are you going to get the rust off the firewall? What I plan to do with that firewall, I think what I'm going to do is cut some steel to the right shape, and then bend up pieces that'll fit. Go over there, cut it out, and weld a new piece in. Then do the next piece and pretty much replace all the metal. But I want it to be the same size and the same shape, because that's what our master cylinders are going to bolt to, and the pedal assembly bolts to that. So it's important that all that stuff is in the right place. And rather than starting fresh, I think that'll just be a pattern. There probably won't be much original metal left, if any. So yeah, we've got steel around here. Let's see here.
Welcome, Hippie Long. I think there might be one bag of pistachios.
I think there's one bag. I'm not eating them because I left them for Kim, and Kim didn't leave it. She's leaving it for me, I guess. So I don't know. Yeah, I went in there and grabbed a bag. And I thought, I was going to grab 2 bags. There's only 2 left. So I took one, left one for her, and it's still there. That was a couple of days ago. So
Raw Dog is here. Welcome to the stream. Was hanging out with 2 girlfriends. Cool. Women are nice.
that I'm gonna fiberglass it in?
Oh, speaking of fiberglass, you
Probably
love
not.
Bondo?
Oh my God, have you seen it? Oh, you still got. Oh, you got more.
What's Bondo for the pile?
What's that blue thing sitting there? Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh, wait till you see this.
This is what this people think we're wasting this body, this Spitfire body, but they stuck all that in there, whatever that is, and then bonded over it.
Oh, the other thing.
What? Oh, she just got excited. Where'd this come from?
Out of the rocker. They stuck it in there.
Here's a piece of.
They stuck it in there for structure. I think it was on the back of this wire.
Oh my God.
And it didn't stick.
Well, I'll clean this up and wax it up. It'll be part of the license plate collection.
This has gotten so light.
Where's the motor and everything? Outdoors.
Outside.
The frame and the engine and transmission and the wheels and all that rolls now. We don't have water up here. We don't have running water. We got like buckets of water. So we towed it.
We got to drag it over the other side of the property to wash it.
So yeah, Kim towed it over there with the skid steer and washed it all. Well, the two of us washed it all down with the pressure washer, and then she brought it back up here. But it's outside because right now it's just stuff in the shop we don't need in the shop, and but it'll be yeah, we're gonna
check out that right license plate. Show the chat the license.
I did show them the license plate. Let me show it twice.
It's a Tennessee Rescue Squad from 1977.
Pretty cool.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, I didn't even notice the rescue squad. Yeah, that's gonna get
a rare plate. It's a little mangled, but that's okay.
The license plates are mangled. You know, I have some that are perfect, but they're almost worth more if you know they've been on a car. You know, and this has probably been on a car, and then in a car.
That was on a rescue squad. You can see it was on a car. Yeah, it was on a rescue vehicle.
That's pretty good.
I mean, I guess they tried to rescue that Spitfire with it.
With this plaster of Britannia.
Oh, I look really red tonight.
This is much more. This color's much better. Kim, on the last live, she was messing with the color balance right during the live, and I'm going, don't do that. You're making me turn red. I was about this color. She's messing with it, and I really wanted her to stop, but she kept messing with it, and I think she reached a point where it's.
Am I sunburned?
It really is better. You may be a little bit. I didn't even think about that because you were there at that car show. And it was sunny out, I assume. Yeah. I didn't get any sleep. I probably, in the last 24 hours, had like 2 hours sleep. Oh. Just trying to doze off and then waking up. This arm in so much pain. It's just, and then I'm thinking, oh, the pain's gone. Okay. And I start to fall asleep and something on my neck turns or moves or something. And then all this pain comes back. And it's like, man. Then I'm awake again. So eventually I just decided, Kim came up here by herself doing something, and I'm laying there, can't sleep. So I got up, went, shaved all the stubble off my face, and came up here and set up a live and walked in here just before 11 and said, Kim, we're going live.
Well, I'm glad you came up too. That's awesome.
So it's kind of late. Probably not a lot of people come in here this late on a Sunday night. But, of course, down under there, you know, I don't know what time it is where Dean is. It's probably early evening or something. Not sure. And, geez, Tavo could even.
We got a lot of light in our face. You can see it.
Yeah, we got light. Yeah, it looks good. I mean, the shop is, look at all the detail you can see in the messy shop. Oh, man. And look, the camera, because it's a cheap-ass camera, but it's so reliable. It's a little curvy on the sides. You can see the
curvature of the earth.
You can see the curvature of the earth. You can see the curvature of the smokestack, the chimney that doesn't really curve. So, and the 2x4s over there, the wood on the walls. Yep, but hey, it works, and it's a reliable camera, except once in a while it goes max headroom on us, but It's actually way better than all the expensive cameras as far as reliability. Hippie Long says you need a small amount of front facial lighting.
I already read that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that's when I
Oh,
said I
that's when
have
you said
light in
that.
the face. I
Okay.
changed the filter on the camera to give us more color range.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that's what I was doing when I
Oh,
changed it.
electronically. Okay. All right.
Yeah, which I think is neat because you see more of the color, but it makes us look a little uh, more bright than we ever were.
That's a natural shard.
Mhm.
I'm gonna trim that, and you're gonna break it off first. Okay, then I'll just file it and make it so it's smooth.
That is pretty wow.
Daryl B, good evening. How you doing? And Dean says cleaned with buckets of instant sunshine.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what.
Dean and Daryl and Hippie and Raw Dog. It says there's 11 people. Thanks everybody for stopping in, even though we started late. Sometimes cleanup crew is late.
So late at night. Yeah, Dean, what time is it there in New Zealand? I call it an intervention. Right on. My dad was just in Springfield, Missouri for work and went to the second largest Bass Pro Shop in Tennessee.
Cool.
Oh, second largest Bass Pro Shop. Tennessee has the biggest Bass Pro Shop.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's the one we drive by when we go into Arkansas. Right when we're going into Arkansas, we drive by that one. I've never been in that one. The one in Springfield, Missouri, I have been in that one. Yes, I'll show that one. I'll show that.
Yeah.
I have that. In fact, that's the first Bass Pro Shop I was ever in. Was the one in Springfield, Missouri, and my son was with me. Man, he was like 13 years old. Maybe he was 11 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to. No, he was 30. I'm trying to place. He came back there with me twice. Once when he's 11. Jesus, your noise. Once when he's 11, once when he's 13. So he's 13. So I went in there when he was 13 years old. And his mom and I were split up. So we were in there and he saw a crossbow he wanted. And I thought, man, I wanted to buy him that crossbow. But I knew his mother would just take it from him. So I didn't buy it for him. But man, my son now is 43 years old. So that was 30 years ago.
44. Or will he be 44? Huh?
Well, he's 43 right now. Yeah, he'll be 44 on his next birthday, which is a ways out there. So let's see. Hippie Long bright hides wrinkles but loses definition. Oh, see, you don't see all my wrinkles? Ruffles have ridges. No, I've been lucky. I don't have really bad wrinkles. For a guy that's 71, I don't have a lot of wrinkles. I have a lot of grayness in my hair, but I have hair, and I have to cut it a lot. It grows fast, and yeah, I have other problems, other aging problems. And then 38 Racing's not going to come in here this late. But you remember, should I wait till he's here?
Well, you can show him again
later. I'll just show him now and then I'll show him later. Remember, he lent me some the little round side marker lights that they used in 1968 on Chrysler products, and he gave them to me at No Name Nationals, and I had them in a little compartment in the center console of my Mazda 6. And then I got in that big old wild crash, and Kim grabbed them out of there before the tow truck took the car away. But then we never could find them again. And she kept saying, we took all these boxes out of her car. She goes, I think you got them in your bedroom. And I looked and looked. I couldn't find them. We've been looking for months. Well, she went to a car show in her Dart today, and look what she found in the Dodge Dart. They were just sitting in there. So we found the side marker lights that 38 Racing that Ray lent to us. So we're I don't feel
back in the good graces.
I don't, and I told him we lost them, and he said I'll send you more, and I said no, I already lost one set. So we have them. So now I got to get in CAD and draw those up, and I'll probably get a hold of Kitsy Fluff that comes in here. Man, he sent me a video today. He's got his 5-axis machine set up.
Oh yeah.
and he showed it to, man, can I show that video on here? I don't know how well that'll show up. It might not show up.
I don't know.
Let's see here. Hi, Buff and Kim. This is Tom Anderson. Hi, Buff and Kim. Everyone else. Harley Davidson commercial for me. Oh, you already got commercials. Man,
2 points for the Harley.
Yeah, 2 points for the Harley. I didn't intend on buying a motorcycle, but an excavator possibly. You know, I would rather have an excavator than a motorcycle. Man, when we're riding around,
choose, I know what I would get.
Kim and I will be riding along somewhere, and there'll be somebody the excavator, a small excavator, and I'll point to it and go, "Man, that's what I want." But it's way outside our price range.
I mean, if we didn't keep buying cars, we could save up maybe.
Oh, and then we'd have an excavator and no cars. Let's see if I can do this.
All you can do with a car is drive an excavator. What might turn one of these trucks into an excavator? You never know.
Okay, so maybe I'm trying to work out how I can do this on the. Let's see if I can. I didn't. I'm trying to make this work. I don't know if you can see it. Kitsy Fluff that comes in here. That's his 5-axis machine that he got it running. So he's not here tonight, but I showed his little video that he sent me earlier today. So I'll draw these up, but maybe he can make them. Let's see here. What else we got going here? You can see it's okay. Hunting, fishing, camping, and other related outdoor recreation equipment, marine manufacturing, sales, and outdoor resorts, and electrifying.
Nice.
Dean Stevenson says 4:13, like a Mopar. Okay, so it's late afternoon for you. Yeah, we're like well into the evening here.
Sometimes we work late. You have to be up early though, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I've got doctor's appointment, and I've got to go see my attorney, and I got just like a bunch of stuff. Okay, let's see here. Dean, afternoon. Oh, Mario Giano. What? Kim, help me with this. Circuit. Well, he's talking something about you, and he's like, he writes words sometimes that are.
Who does?
Dean.
Dean, what did you do, Dean?
Well, come over here, and he's got
confusing buffed out.
He's got something about you, and then little.
Okay, I'm coming. I'm trying to get work done.
Little pictures and raw dog, two-stroke dirt bikes and quads. That's cool. Will he consider making products? He probably will. 10.5 people. Okay, see, he's like 1116, like fourth up from the bottom.
Additional care kit, Kim. Okay. Oh,
circuit.
I don't know.
It's a circuit, I think. Okay,
Meridional?
I don't know.
Oh, because of this curviness. I don't know.
Or is that because of the CNC? I don't know. Gene, you lost me. You do that sometimes.
Good work.
And then once you tell me, and then I feel dumb because I didn't figure it out the first time. Roddock says, get a CNC lathe and start making parts. Yeah, you know, I've talked about getting a lathe in here or like a Bridgeport. And we are out of space now. And then, you know.
But we would love it.
But, you know, we're more on those are like, if I was setting up a machine shop, yeah, of course. But we're trying to work on cars. So then I've got friends. There's a guy named Jeff I know that's down in Florida, and he's a TIG welder extraordinaire and a machinist extraordinaire, but he's all handwork, just perfect kind of stuff. And then Kitsy Fluff, I worked with him at an aircraft plant, and he's a CNC guru, so he's pretty good with that stuff. He built those new wings I did that had to be disassembled and reassembled. He built all those. He made all those wing fittings, and they were down to the thousandth of an inch. Just it's funny. He handed me all these, and one of them wasn't right. There's a big stack of these fittings, and I got a pretty good eye for that stuff. And I sight down them like this way, and I said to him, "This one's wrong." He goes, "No, it's okay." So we got micrometer and looked at it. It was off by 0.003, I think. It's like it was slightly wedge shaped by 3 thousandths of an inch, but I could see it because if I'm sighting down from one end to the other, I could see that it's not quite right. And he goes, "I'll do another one." He went and did another one. It was perfect, like the other bunch he made. So all those parts went in those wings, and they worked perfectly. And they had to be right. They had to be that close because where the wing plugs in, got a cantilevered wing out here, and it can't be going up down like this on a looseness. It has to be just right, and he did a good job on this. He did an outstanding job. I think a lot of people who couldn't do that. Yeah, I've seen lathes here for on Marketplace or something, and I've also seen like 50 something years ago. I was relining brake shoes back in the days before they were quit using asbestos. So I see the same machines I was using back then, and the company was called Star, STAR, Star Brakes, and I'd see the Star machines. I've seen them on Marketplace, and they're not very expensive, way less than what they cost back then, and they're big hefty machines. They're made for relining brake shoes. It's like, man, I wanted to buy them, and then I thought, really, what am I gonna do? Then I got to go chase down the material, the lining. Of course, the asbestos isn't available anymore, so you've got to buy some other lining that'll work. And I just like, let's just go buy brake shoes.
Yeah, just go buy brake shoes.
Well, the same thing with the radiator equipment. I think I could do radiators pretty much with what I have here. I've got to buy some flux and some big rolls of solder and some other stuff. I got torches. I could find a way to prop up the radiators so I don't have to use big hoists and everything. But I'd like to do some radiators. But man, that stuff is all the pieces and parts, if you can get them, are so expensive. But I think I could do that here. In fact, I might. I probably will do at least one. Maybe we'll do one for this car. I don't know. This car, the radiator of that car is really in bad shape, but it works. So
it's so tiny.
Yeah, it's a tiny little engine, 1200 cc engine. What are you doing? Him's going to run an electric wrench right behind me. Tearing down an engine right during the live.
Fitting stuff.
Okay. What is that project, Kim?
This here is the 212 engine for the racing mini bike for No Name Nationals.
Oh, that's the big engine for the little bike.
This is the big engine.
After riding the big bike with one of these engines,
yeah,
this is scary to put on that little bike.
It is a little scary.
That bike is not meant. That tiny little tubes.
It'll be all right.
We could rebuild it. Of course, that's against the rules. I was going to say we'll take chromoly tubing I have and weld up a new frame, but I trust the chromoly tubing more than that cheap Chinese stuff.
It'll be fine.
Ugh. Put a pow finger on the skid steer. What is a pow finger, Kim? It's a thing that grabs?
Probably.
I'm not sure what that is.
I don't know that terminology, but
we had a really nice forklift out at the test site where I work, and we were moving stuff around, and somebody came out there and drilled a hole in one of the forks and put a trailer hitch ball on it so he could move stuff around. Well, we found out that was against the regulations, and they said that fork was going to break now. So out at the very tip of the fork, there was a hole. You're not going to break that off. So, but
I mean, you could break it off.
That cost us a lot of money to get fix that stupid thing. Yeah, they wouldn't let us weld it. They wouldn't know. Yeah, we got trouble over that. And everybody in private industry does that. They have a ball. They have a ball on the end of the fork so they can drag trailers around. It's a pow finger. It says a hydraulic arm. It's a hydraulic arm. Okay, we'll have to look that one up. Neat. Oh, we got 11 people in here late on a Sunday night. Of course,
thanks for coming in to hang out, everyone.
Down under, it's just late Sunday afternoon.
What do you think we'll be working on this week? We're going to bring the frame in here next and probably paint it?
Imperialist. No, yeah, I think that's the next thing we need to do is get that frame painted. Maybe put some of that rust preventive stuff in a couple places and paint that frame. And I think we can just do it with a brush. Just
Oh, and I'll be back to the brake calipers on it. We got one of them freed up. Got to free up the other.
I don't know how many of you were in here. We couldn't get those brakes to actuate. She's trying to take the brakes apart, pushing on the master cylinder, and the pistons won't come out of the caliper. So we decided it was the flex line. So Kim took a piece of 41,000 safety wire. I just dropped something. This, and she jammed it down through the flex line and rotted all the crap out of the flex line and hooked it up, and man, we had pressure to the calipers, and she was able to take the calipers apart. But I don't think that's a good way to. I don't think we should leave those there to drive it. But we got ads coming up in 6 seconds. Ads in 6 seconds. Yeah.
All right, that seems reasonable.
I'm going to give it a minute or so. Or not a minute.
Steve Edwards says, I gave up on the Centurion. It's way beyond my fixing it. What was the Centurion?
I was going to read that after the ads were over. Yeah, he says, Steve says he's given up on the Centurion. It's a CB radio.
It's a CB radio.
That was.
I'm sorry, but sometimes you just have to admit defeat.
He buys a lot of these radios and fixes them, and the older ones, there's some advantages to them. Just like the cars, there's some advantages to them. And the advantages, guess what? They're not so electronic-like. It's electronic, but it's not like, it's just different. So, so he gave up on one. Dr. Gold, Mopars, Mustangs, minivans just put up a PSA, public service announcement, about please wearing a helmet, as he should have some bad road rash near one eye. Ouch. Uh-oh. And hippie long. Build an addition to the garage. She did that partway. Put all your big tools in it. Looks like 30 by 45 building is 16 grand in Clarksville. And there's a couple problems with that. Our lot here is not nice and flat. It's like this. Okay, so anytime you build anything, it's a major amount of flattening out a lot. And that's almost beyond that is beyond our capabilities. We've got to hire somebody to do it. And then 16 grand, man, I'm not working anymore. I'm on Social Security and I have a little bit of money, but I can't spend 16 grand. So what Kim did was we had some trees that were like this big around that had grown up over by the pool when I wasn't paying attention. I thought they were weeds and they grew into 4-inch diameter trees. She lopped those off and built a frame out there and built like a lean-to shed. And so we have some cars and things under that shed.
It's a good shed.
It's fine. But to build a new building, and she was able to see, that's kind of downhill from this building, like it's downhill like this. But she kind of leveled some of that with her skid steer. And it took her a while because the skid steer was not running perfectly.
It's a small machine for that.
It's a small machine for that. So she worked at it for quite a while, like an hour here, an hour there for
every time I worked on it until the machine broke.
Then fix the machine again. But she worked on it like for a month, So we've got a place out there that's under a roof that's got the Studebaker, and I don't know what else is under there. A lot of stuff under there.
The Bronco 2's under there.
The Bronco 2's under there right now. Okay. So let's see. I'm missing stuff. Dean Stevenson, Mother's Day. Stay the Zito way. My customer Kia EV ads. Okay, you got an EV ad. Bruce Culchin got a Temu ad. There's some points there. Steve Edwards, I can't figure out the sideband part of it. It's doing weird stuff that I can't figure out, but it does work. That's the one. Is that the one you had that was, it was transmitting, but it sounded terrible. I'm trying to remember what the deal was. I watch your videos, so I just don't remember which one was the which one that radio was, the Centurion. If you build it, they will come. Good car movie script. You know, what I've thought about doing is leveling off enough of an area to put a 40-foot shipping container. Because a shipping container, it's already built, it's strong as hell, it's not going to blow over in a tornado or something.
It's got a floor in it.
It's got a floor in it. I've used them before, and you got to put some lights in it because there's no windows. And I wouldn't really want to cut one open, but I've thought about getting those, and the price is right on them, and they'll deliver them. So I don't know. That's one of the things I've thought about is getting a 40-foot, what do they call them? Conics or whatever you call them, a shipping container. And we could put machines in there. We could put welder in there. We could stuff that like you don't need right next to the car. You could put in there, or you could put a couple of cars in a 40-foot container. Crap, you can put a couple of cars in there pretty easily.
I think if we got 3 of them, we could fill them up in no time.
3 shipping
so
containers.
Much stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here, but shipping containers are pretty nice because they're cheap and they're already built, strong as hell. And I'm familiar with building stuff in them. I mean, there's the 20-foot shipping containers. Those are useful too. But the 30-foot ones cost about this much more than the 20-foot ones. You get double the space. But I built interiors in 20-foot shipping containers because there's a project I was on where we were building something like a little buildings that had to be portable. But they had a bunch of electronic equipment in them, and they had to be all built just so. So it was one of those things that I worked on, and I'm real familiar with that kind of stuff. It'll be on if you build it. Okay, I already read that. Wow. 2 containers and a peaked roof makes a shop. Oh yeah, you spread them out like this and put a roof. So then you've got a under under a roof part, and you've got 2 shops. Yeah, I've seen that.
We got to start playing the lottery.
We got to start playing the lottery. Yeah, you lose more money. You know, one time I won $5 in the lottery one time.
Nice. Where is it?
I used to buy those little scratcher tickets because I had a girlfriend that liked them. Because I'd go to different states and she'd just collect them from all the different states. One of those I scratched it off, and I won a couple of, like you get another ticket, you get a free ticket. Yeah, so I guess you feel like you won. But I won $5 on a scratcher one time, and I thought it was kind of hilarious. Bruce says, I have a 20-foot shipping container. What do the shipping containers cost in Tennessee? I haven't checked like in the last year. To have a
$3,000.
Yeah, something? To have a 40-footer delivered, it was a little over $3,000, and they delivered for that. Oh, church! I was wondering what this. It belongs says, "I'm so cheap. I chirp when I'm walking." Yeah. Yeah. The last time I checked, which is a year ago, a 20-footer was about like $2,500, and a 40-footer was like just over $3,000. So I don't know. They've probably gone up since then, but it's still a whole lot less than a building, and they deliver it. Deliver it for that. So what we'd have to do is make a flat space and have it delivered. Dr. Ghost says, my body is aching a bit as I used the power washer yesterday and today. 8 hours today with a lot overhead. Also some off of ladder tires. I can't tell. I can tell I don't exercise. Got to get projects done.
8 hours of doing anything that you're not used to doing is harsh. I'm so sorry.
That's something I noticed in physical therapy. There's things that make my lower back started to hurt a little bit, but it was good hurt. It's like, when you exercise too much, it's like, man, I haven't been exercising that part of my body. The rest of it, I haven't had any sore muscles from, but that part, doing things that work my lower back, the first couple of weeks I noticed it a little bit. I don't notice it anymore, so I must have worked it out. And they've been increasing. There's these I don't know what you call them. They look, somebody that doesn't know the business, I'd call them bungee cords, but I'm sure there's some medical name for these things. And they're things you pull and move and stretch different ways and all this. And they've been increasing the size and the strength of those things as I've been going. So, but I'm not noticing the sore muscles anymore. And it was just in my lower back. Maybe the tariffs embargoes lower the price. Yeah, I don't know. For a while they were shipping those things back, and it's expensive to ship them back to China. I know and most of them are built in China. So there were a lot of them available here. I don't know what the availability is now, but that kept the price pretty low. I mean, if they're delivering for $2,200 or $2,500 or $3,200, I mean, the delivery from Nashville to here is probably almost that much. I would expect that it's almost like the container's free. I don't know, but I can't go get it myself. And they always include the delivery. Everybody you call includes the delivery. So I don't know. I don't have money to spend on it right now. Right now, I got some money stashed so we can, when we go to No Name Nationals, we'll get a hotel and we'll enjoy ourselves there because I don't want to sleep on the ground. I like my shower and my bathroom, So I've got money for that. I got money stashed for, the trip there and back and to have our cars ready and, eat in restaurants, all that kind of stuff on trips. So, to go out and buy, there's other things we need. There's other things we need for home improvement kind of stuff. We've got we still haven't finished the other bathroom. Kim, that's what I want to do. I want to get the pieces. I have enough money right now. I want to get the pieces and parts to fix the plumbing in that bathroom that's under the floor and finish the floor. And then we'll have 2 bathrooms. We'll be living the life. 2 bathrooms.
Well, that's a project I want to work on during the day. So if we have to go somewhere and get something, the stores are open. Or if we have a problem with the water, we can call the water company. I don't want to do that in the middle of the night.
I want to mention something about the tariff things. And there's the right and there's the left. There's all these people way over here that are yammering away about tariffs. There's all the people over here that are yammering. Okay, forget that crap because it's just forget it. If you want to really know what's going on, there's a guy named his name's Sal something, some big long name, but he does a video. He does a YouTube channel and he does videos almost every day, and it's called "What's Going On with Shipping." Like he says, I'm here to educate, not to indoctrinate. But if you want to know what's going on with tariffs and shipping and all that, and what's really going on, and there's still a lot of ships, everything. Yeah, he is a really interesting guy to listen to, and that's reality, not some political nonsense. So he's a guy that was involved in shipping and worked, as like a ship's captain and worked as in management with managing shipping, and then he got his PhD and he taught in universities. He's a guy that teaches like ship's captains and managers of people that do shipping. So he's a guy that really knows his shit, So if you want to,
he really knows his ship.
Ship, yeah, he really knows.
Knows his ship,
and he'll say something like that sometimes. But he's a guy that's just riveting to listen to because he's not he's not trying to indoctrinate you in right or left or anything. He's really telling you what's going on, and I never miss his videos, and it's good. It's good stuff. Let's see here. Hippie. Okay, Bruce says I have 6 family members living in my house in 1 bathroom.
Boom.
Yeah, Kim and I have been down to 1 bathroom for a while, and even with 2 of us, there's times like, hey, how long are you gonna be in there?
You really have to be aware of other people.
Hey, you see what's behind me? You see what's behind me? 99.
Agent 99.
Agent 99 on Get Smart. No, this is Mini Bike 99. That is Kim's mini bike for No Name Nationals.
Yeah, we're upgrading to a 212.
And it's engineless. But there's the engine.
Well, the little engine's up there,
The
but
little engine's off.
we're going to go big. Go
But
big
that is
or
a
go home.
tiny little tubes compared to the other mini bike. That orange mini bike she has, big, fat, hefty tubing, and it's welded pretty good. They're kind of ugly MIG welds, actually, but
yeah, they are.
they're okay. And then this is tiny little tubing.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. This looks like the size of aircraft tubing, except I know it's some kind of
just the cheapest.
just the cheapest tubing they have. It's not high quality chromoly tubing that's
I'm only going in a straight
that
line.
has paperwork. See, when you're building an aircraft, all the materials have paperwork, and you can always go back. 20 years from now, you go back and see what materials were used on an airplane. Well, something like this, this came out of someplace in China. You don't know what it is. So, yeah.
It'll be fine.
I know. It's just after working for, a whole career of having paperwork with materials, working on stuff like this is a little sketchy. It's a little sketchy.
It's part of the fun.
Oh, man.
The sketchy makes it more fun.
Well, when you're working on cars, everything can be a little sketchy.
The only thing I don't like is we're trying to make it go really fast. It's like, well, shoot.
You really want to go really fast on that? That thing was probably meant to go 10 miles an hour. And you're going to go out and try to go 40 miles an hour.
They try to limit them to like 15 or 20 or something from the factory.
I didn't even think they went that fast from the factory.
Slow, yeah, but I mean, the motor will take it way quicker than that. That's what we want to do. We want to see how fast you can make it go.
And then if you build a mini bike, then you're finished, you're not using it anymore, you want to sell it, somebody's going to buy that and stick their 9-year-old on it,
Oh,
and that's like, no.
That's
take it apart and cut it up before you give it to a 9-year-old, because they'll get hurt on it. An adult that knows how to ride a motorcycle.
Well, like that other bike that I built, you can't give that to a kid.
An adult that knows how to ride a motorcycle can get hurt on that thing. It's a little tiny thing that's fast.
With hardly any suspension.
Yeah, no suspension. And yeah. Well, I rode that thing across. You saw, we did that video, and I gave it like some tiny amount of throttle, and that thing was kind of punchy, and it took off, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's not what I remember from mini bikes.
She's amazing.
So I'm going on and on about all kinds of shit. What is this? What is this thing? There's a thing on my desk. I don't know what it is.
What's it look like?
Oh, it's a speedometer cable or something. It's some kind of... See, I saw this. It was square on the end. I thought, why is that thing square on the end? It's a driver for something. Oh, I bet this was a mechanical drive for the tachometer.
No.
Oh, it's not?
I know it's not either of those things. It was under the dash. It wasn't connected to anything. I don't know what it was. I saw it down there, and I was like, oh, what's this thing? And I never did figure it out.
Well, it's obviously it's a short cable, and this end, it's to drive something. It's a cable within a shield that turns, but I don't know what it was just back there. Huh?
Yeah, it was really weird. Oh, here's another gob of Bondo.
Yeah, more fender parts. Does that look like
they used a whole gallon of Bondo on that? I
bet they had several gallons of Bondo.
They worked out a couple.
Does Bondo come in 55-gallon drums? This, I know people were looking at this car thinking they wanted that body after we took it off the frame, but you wouldn't have wanted this. This was...
Nobody wanted it that bad.
This was a... what do you call that kind of construction? Yeah. What's the name for that kind of construction?
Cobbled.
Where people make something out of mud and then carve it to shape?
Yeah, that's bad. That's real bad.
It was way worse than I thought it was. I thought it was just mudded over the blonde, that rusty sheet metal.
I expecting it to be better than that, so I'm not upset.
I thought it was just Bondo over like kind of rotten sheet metal. I didn't expect screen door screens with several inches of Bondo over it.
I'm just so pleased that the motor runs so good.
Let's see here. Dr. O, I enjoyed the mini bike video. You guys look like you're having fun. It was, I learned that, what I learned from that was that bike is pretty quick. And the other thing I learned was I haven't ridden a motorcycle in like 40 years. And I probably don't belong on a motorcycle. I rode it. I could do it. But I was at the limit of my capabilities, right at the limit of my capabilities.
Yeah, it was just, we did it
And
just for show, and he's not going to do it anymore. I don't even realize.
I don't belong on a motorcycle anymore. You gotta understand what your limits are. You gotta understand what your limits are, and that was one of those.
Yeah, that was a very controlled.
I could ride it up my driveway.
Yeah.
On the yard, but
very controlled.
And my brain's going, ooh, I think I'm gonna ride it up the street to the store, which is up the street and around a corner, another street and around a corner across the highway. And I'm thinking, man, this thing goes like it's as fast as the cars on the highway. And that's what I wanted to do. But I was like, nah, shouldn't do that. Shouldn't do that.
What did I do? Leave one of these out? I'm missing one of these T-handles.
You left the T-handle out somewhere.
Oh, man.
And yes, it's the one you need.
Well, of course it's the one I need.
It's the one you need.
I'm the one who had it out.
Okay, I'm gonna show this. I'm gonna show what Kim lost, and she'll find it. But this is, you see what these are? They got red T-handles on them. And here's what the set looks like. So it's bright red. She should be able to find it. But there's one missing. And of course it's the one she needs.
Because that's why it's out.
And these are, they're Allen. They're Allen wrenches. I really like these because they're, see, it's an Allen wrench. And you can get a real good grip on them and turn them. And Allen keys have their place. But these are really nice. I bought 2 sets of those. I bought one set that's blue, that's metric, and I bought one set that's red, that's SAE. And that was one of those tools that I just bought. I think I should have a set of those. Kim was the first person that ever used them. I had them around here for quite a while. And Kim's the first person that used them. But there's a lot of tools I have like that. Because to me, while I was working, while I was making good money, I was going to load my shop up with tools. And I did. I'm glad I did. Because I don't have the income now just to go out and buy whatever I want. And when you want tools, a lot of times they're hundreds of dollars, if not more. Like my shear and my brake. That shear was over $3,000. And that brake was, I've had that brake for 30 years probably. And back then it was $2,000. It's just under $2,000. So I'm really glad I bought that stuff when I did, because now I wouldn't be able to do it. But now I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it a lot on this aluminum car. I'm really looking forward to using those tools again. And they've been kind of hidden back there with stuff piled on them and everything, but we're going to use them. Dr. Go says, going to get some rest for the night. Take care. Hey, thanks for stopping in. Take care. I don't know how late we're going to be here. It won't be an all-nighter. It'll be here a little bit, but yeah, I got things to do during the day tomorrow. So, yeah. I see another socket here that goes in a set. It's a special socket. It's a spline. See, this is a splined thing that you can use on a regular nut or bolt because it grabs kind of in the center of the flat, but it's a splined. It's an 11/16 spline, and there's a whole set of those. So I'm going to try to find those right now and put it back with the set. Of course, this is such a mess up here.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, here it is. Here it is. It's this set right here. Real easy to see where it belongs. It belongs right here. There. Now the set's complete again. But, oh, how many people know what this is? This is a special socket. Who knows what this is for? See, this is the 3/4 inch drive socket, big ass socket.
Big ass.
It's 1 and 59/64. The metric people will love that. 1 and 59/64.
Is it really 1 and
59/64, but it's a special shape. Who knows? Who wants some points? Who knows what that's for?
Oh, I know.
You know
Do
what
I know
it's
what it's
for.
for? Let me see.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You've used it. I think I have 2 different sizes of those.
Me, I know what it's for.
I have 2 different sizes, and I need a 3rd size now. Oh yeah, I have some other big stuff in here. Big sockets. Oh, I thought I had 2 of those. That particular socket, there's 3 sizes of those, and we need the 3rd one. Hippie Long wins. Upper ball joint socket for Mopar. I'll try to get this out and read it right. Upper ball joint socket A body Mopar. You were almost right. But I'll give you some points on that. It's the upper ball joint socket for a Mopar. But maybe it's for a later A body, because that's one we used on the 72. The earlier ones, and they made the break somewhere in 71 or so. It's a smaller one on the earlier A bodies. So that's why I have to get another one, because we need the smaller one because we've got older A bodies here. We've got both. So and then there's a 3rd one that's a little bigger, that's for like the B bodies, or maybe A body, or maybe C bodies or something. I thought I had 2 of them, but I guess I only have 1. But I know I have to get the other one. We got to get that. So see, I'm still buying tools, and that's not a cheap socket, but I'll buy it, because especially around here, it'll get used. Of course, I kind of went Ford. 45-gallon drum plug. Geez, it might work for that too. No, it's a upper ball joint socket. Ooh, our camera's going freaking crazy, Kim. It's going crazy. Let's maybe cool it off. I don't know. What's wrong? We all went max headroom there. Trying to keep it from doing that. Kim has drilled some holes in that camera so we can blow air through it, or maybe some of the heat escapes out. Kim, what are you doing over on a drill press? I'm drilling holes in the camera.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, she's got one camera here. Is it here? I thought I saw it. It is here. I've showed this before. This is amazing to me that somebody would do this, but she did it. I gave her the materials. This is a camera, and these ears out here, those are aluminum, and this thing used to overheat till she took it apart, and now the heat comes out, and those are heat sinks. And then she's got some piece of hose here she used for a spacer, but those heat sinks made this a useful camera, because it would overheat in no time, and it was become useless, an expensive, useless camera. Now it's a camera that works. What is this? Dean Stevenson, Ford T5, like the Z argument. It's not an argument anymore. It's a Z sled. Kim, should I drive my Z sled tomorrow? No, I'm going to take the Jeep, because I still got a homemade window in the driver's side, which I don't want to drive around like that. Yeah, but I don't have any air conditioning. It's supposed to be 90 degrees here tomorrow.
Is it really?
Yeah, it was barely hitting 60 today, and tomorrow it's supposed to be in the.
No, it was 70.
It was supposed to be in the low. Oh, that's right.
Chilly.
It barely hit 70 today. That's what I meant to say.
It was chilly this morning.
It was chilly this morning. Yeah, it's supposed to be low 90s tomorrow. So I don't want to drive around that thing with the windows up. So I'll take the Jeep. Dean says, holes, Chrysler airflow camera. Chrysler airflow camera. Yeah, the Z sled. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm about to. I've got so many appointments this week. I can't go anywhere, but I got to go get that. I got to go get a car. I got to go get a parts car.
Did you see the picture of the other one I sent you?
No, I got to. Where did you send it to me? I don't see it
On
anywhere.
Facebook Messenger.
No. And I've looked at Facebook Messenger. What the hell? I don't see what you sent me. Okay, I'm going to have to look again, specifically looking for it because I'm not seeing it. I've had other people send me stuff, but I'm in contact with a guy. I think we're just going to go get it.
Okay,
but
it's
we got so much going on next week. Okay, ads are coming up. 2, 3, 2, 1, 0. I don't know if the ads are over, but I'm thinking, Kim, beginning of next week, I don't have any appointments after Saturday or after Sunday. So I think I'm going to, and that guy, he says, he goes, I'm here all the time. I said, okay, because it looks like some property out somewhere. Mm-hmm. So he's good with that. He's good with me just letting him know when we're going to show up. And then I've got to coordinate it with the guy that's pulling a trailer because we're going to take a good trailer instead of our little rickety thing. Because it's going to be a pretty long drive, with a full-size car on it.
Yeah.
And it's taking our trailers, like, that's really sketchy.
A little.
So I just got to coordinate it a little more.
Sketchy.
But next week I got 2 different doctors I'm seeing. I've got attorney appointments. I've got my son's got something big going on the weekend. It's just not the time to be traveling, And of course, it all bunched up at once because that's how scheduling is.
It is.
I probably ought to send the guy a little money to hold it.
You better not.
Why?
Because I'm not ready for you to do that.
What? Oh, you want me to look at the other car first?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
It's closer. It's asking less money for it.
Is it?
I don't know what motor's in it. It might have a motor in it. It might have a whole motor. I don't know. It might have a 302 in it.
What's missing on this one is the engine.
It's got a title.
Oh, and he's got a title. That's a good thing.
I don't know if he has.
Oh, okay.
But you could ask, and I'd like you to before you make a deal.
Yeah, I'll look at it. Sure. Yeah, because that's a pretty good run. The fun of old cars. They're really fun. You need something that's, like for a car that's only made for 4 or 5 years and it's not a parts store, it's not a parts store part. It's like a piece of curved side glass or $1,000 taillight assembly or something, And then you get old like me and you remember those cars when you're brand new. So in my mind, that's still a fairly new car. No, it's 47 years old. You can't just go to the parts store and buy parts. So. Yeah. Yeah, it's just I got to think differently. Well, the first one of those I bought, it was what, 4 years old. I think it was 4 years old. It was a '79. I got it in '83, and because it had a little crunch on the front, it drove perfectly, but it wasn't desirable because it had the Pinto 4-cylinder and a 4-speed in it, and it had a crunch in the right front. Fender was kind of had a little bend in it, some broken plastic up there, but it really wasn't a bad crash. But I got that car for $300, so for a 4-year-old car. So I still think like that. It's like no, it's not like that anymore. Oh, what car is that? Oh, Bruce, yeah, you haven't been here. Okay, I don't know how long it's been since you've been here. I bought I'll go back a ways. You know, my Mazda got wrecked. I got some money for it, although not enough to really replace it with a good car. So I decided to buy an older, simple car, not one with electronics.
Bruce has been here for that.
Has he? Okay, so I bought a 78 Mercury Zephyr with a 6-cylinder. We got it in Texas. There's no rust or anything. Drove it up here. It needed a little down there to get it home. We got it home, and one of the things it had was it had a piece of plexiglass where the window went. But the car came with a window, a used window. So we installed the used window. Fixed all the stuff in the door. It worked really well. It cranked up and down, just so smooth, so nice. Well, one day I'm on the way to a doctor's appointment, and I had the window open. I went to crank it up, and it went up about 2/3 the way, and it stopped. It wouldn't go up, and it wouldn't go down. So I'm standing there next to it in a parking lot with the door open, and it wouldn't go down and wouldn't go up. And I thought, yeah. So I'm just holding onto the door, thinking, okay, I got to put my stuff in the trunk. This is the thought process. I got to put the stuff in the trunk because I can't lock my car now. That took about 2 seconds. And during that 2 seconds, something happened and that window just exploded, just shattered into like a million little pieces of hardened glass. I don't know why. So trying to find a piece of glass for that old car. I found one new piece of glass. It was a new old stock Ford glass. Somebody had it, still in the box, and they wanted $695 for it. I was like, for a piece of glass? So I started looking for parts cars. Well, I found a parts car that's pretty good. The guy pulled the engine out. Same thing I have. The guy pulled the engine out of it. It's got a good transmission, good rear end. It's got wheels on it I want. It's got a lot of good parts. All the windows are good. The body looks pretty good. So if I ever need anything, I'll have it. So I'm thinking I'll just go get that car. And of course, it's a little more than $695. It's a little over $1,000, but I'd rather spend that and have every part I'll ever need rather than $695 for a window.
Cost us money to get out,
and then we got to go get it, So
it'll all work.
So I'm thinking I want it, but Kim found another one that's closer. So and that
Let's see what that's
that one's like many hundreds of miles away.
Well, they both are.
So I'm going to look at the one that she found too. So, and I've been looking for quite a while for a car. Well, in the meantime, my car's sitting there. I can't drive it. And Kim got it running really good. It wouldn't start. I mean, you need two things to start an old car. You need a choke and you need an accelerator pump. But you need one or the other. And my car had neither. So she fixed the accelerator pump. So now it starts and it runs. It's really nice. You just go out, start it up, and go where you're going.
There's always something.
Except now it's got a broken window. So so we took the door apart, vacuumed all the glass out, which took hours. I mean, made the vacuum cleaner really heavy. so then we put the piece of plexiglass back in it. So I can drive it, and it doesn't leak water in it, but it's kind of not good looking with a piece of plexiglass in it.
Come check out my mock-up.
Your mock-up. Oh,
So
Is the cylinder supposed to be way back like that? Or is it? Yeah, I guess it is.
yeah, it's slants like that.
Who can
So-
see that? Nobody can see
No,
it.
they can't see it.
I'm gonna have to make some camera changes so they can see it. You took all those wood wedges away.
Just take it off of the battery. Oh, it fell over.
What? Where do I put it? Can I just hold it here?
No, set it on the table.
Well, except cord's like not really very long. And I'm really, look at this. I'm holding it with this hand. I'm all shaky. This hand, I can hold it steady. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, we found a use for the Bondo.
Yeah,
We'll wedge the Bondo under it. Hey, we found use for the Bondo.
So
Yeah, there we go.
the engine, it could go forward or back. That'll be good. You can use that to adjust the chain, right? The jack shaft. We can mount the jack shaft. We should be able to put this bearing plate.
The jack shaft is an addition.
Yeah, the jack shaft is new. These did not have a jack shaft from the factory, but the bigger bikes do. Oh, but this bike, this sprocket is usually on the other side, and then the brake. See this bracket here is for the brake. So I'm gonna have to make another bracket like this and weld it to this side, and switch the brake over to the other side because there's not room to run the jack shaft sprocket because, okay, see this? I'm struggling.
Yeah, you got too many parts in one hand.
Well, they're all falling apart because it's a mock-up. So instead of this centrifugal clutch being on the motor,
Yeah.
it's going to be after the gear reduction so the motor can spin up before it grabs. So the jack shaft turns the wheel. So you got double the RPMs before it even tries to grab.
So
it
it's
has time to build up some torque.
gears it way down.
But
But it also has that transmission on it, right? Does this one have the transmission on
no,
it?
you're not allowed to use that transmission.
Oh, okay.
But instead of it grabbing at 800 RPM, it's going to grab at double that, where the engine's building power. So you'll be able to rev it a little bit.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Nobody else is doing this. I can promise you.
Well, you don't think.
Nobody. Not this year.
You know what we need to do? We need to go get a bottle of gas. There's another project we got to do. And we've been putting it off for months. A bottle of,
F-gas.
no, inert gas for the MIG welder.
I know.
Okay, so I'm just saying, we always talk about it on lives and then, we forget about it.
I don't forget about it. We're busy.
Okay. I know we're busy.
During the day, if you have an appointment, you get up. But otherwise,
I know we're a nighttime crew.
Yeah, we're not.
Nighttime crews don't work well, don't interface well with all the businesses in town.
No, we don't. That's the biggest struggle we have is that we don't know during the day very good. But
I have fought this my whole life. I am a night person. I had a couple of jobs where I worked all night, and I was just so comfortable. And then the rest of my life, I worked jobs where I had to work day shift, and it was just hell for me. What's wrong?
Hippie Long says there's a '69 dark 4-door with a slant 6 on Craigslist for $1,200 and needs a carb. Man,
Oh, Kim, don't let you. She'll go get it.
I can't find more stuff. Somebody else will get it.
She'll go get that in a second. What year is it? A '69. A '69 is a good year too.
Right?
Oh, I love of all the darts. '69 is my favorite. Well, '63 is right up there too, but
63 is nice.
'63, I just love the grill on a '63. The '64 is the same except for the grill, so I like that grill. And I got a '63 grill sitting up there just waiting. If I end up with a '64, I can make it look into a '63. '63 darts. It was one of those cars I rode in when I was a kid, when it was brand spanking new. My mother, we had one car. My father took it to work. So if we had to go somewhere, she either had to drive my dad to work and do a bunch of screwing around, or we took a taxi sometimes, and I had to go to the doctor for something, and she called a taxi, and they showed up, and it was a brand new '63 Dart, and little four-door Dart. I remember it was light blue, and I got in that thing, and I was just so excited about riding in that new car. And we went to the doctor, and then we got some other taxi coming home. But I remember riding in that thing, and ever since that day, I just loved the way the front of a '63 Dart looked. I don't know why. It's one of those things that happens when you're a kid, you know. So so I like '63s, but really the next generation darts like '67, '8, and '9 of those three, they're very much the same, but I really like the '69 the best.
Yeah, those are the ones people like the most.
What year was yours? That one that you raced that we saw on the internet?
Well, that one's a '68.
Kim looked at it. She goes, "We're looking at some pictures of some drag racing," and she goes, "That's my Dart." I said, "Oh, you had one like that." She goes, "No, that is my Dart."
Yeah, that was Brian.
Somebody else bought it from her. I
sold it to Brian.
And then he's still racing it. It's like, wow, that's your car.
Well, he raced it the next couple of years. I don't know if he's still taking it to the track, but it was a fun car.
Max Wedge, Dick Dastardly is here. Good evening.
Can't keep them all. That was another one I couldn't keep.
Can't keep all the cars. That's what I always say. I probably had as many cars as Jay Leno, but I just couldn't keep them all at the same time. I had a dynamic collection. He has a static collection. That means he keeps them. I had a dynamic collection. It means as one comes in, the other one goes. Oh, it's worse than that. One goes, and then I got money, and then I can buy another one. But then I'm broke again, so I got to sell one. And I did that my whole life. just kept the ball rolling. There's a couple of them I wish I could have kept, but I didn't.
Unless it has a 4-speed. Does it have a 4-speed hippie long? Or is it an automatic?
Well, it's a 4-door slant 6, so, man, there are not many 4-doors with 4 speeds, but, I mean, by now it could be, you know.
That'd be.
But you tell her that, we're going to end up with that instead of my parts car.
You have dark doors on your...
I'll have dark doors on my Ford. We'll have to use some Bondo to make that work. We have plenty of Bondo.
Right. Can you grind that up and powder it back down to use it again, or how's that work? Like concrete?
When I had my first radiator shop, which was in 1975 to 1980, was when I had that. There was a body shop. I knew a guy that had the body shop, and he had an employee. I knew the employee, and he goes, "This guy that owns this place," it was an old man that owned the place, old man in 1970s, and he goes, "This guy's so cheap." He goes, he takes a cheese grater, you know, and grates off the Bondo. You know, you put the Bondo on, and then you use the Sureform file, you know, a cheese grater, and it makes all these little curly cues of Bondo, and you do that before it's all the way cured. He'd scoop that stuff up, pour it in a gallon of Bondo, and mix it back up. Because he's so cheap, he didn't want to lose the shavings he took off. He put it back in the Bondo. It's like, oh my God. It's the only guy I ever see do that. And his employee, who was my friend, he just shake his head. He goes, "What an idiot."
It's on Craigslist.
Oh, it's a Craigslist one.
Boy, I never look at Craigslist anymore.
I don't even know if I have Craigslist set up on my phone. I may. It's been a long time since I've looked at Craigslist. I may have taken that app off here. That I may not have. Maybe one of those ones they put to sleep because of non-use. Oh, what was that? What is that? What is that? Nope. That's something else. Some other kind. Oh, wait a minute. What is that? There's got to be a pop-up up above it. How do you get rid of it? This is Craigslist.
Mm-hmm.
How do you fix this? I'm in the wrong location. It says to change locations. And choose
Mike
searcher.
Murphy is here. Welcome to the stream. Olive is here.
Oh,
Late night stuff.
late night. Yeah, it's not late night anymore. It's early morning.
Yeah, we started really late tonight. We just come on for a few hours just to. I'm out here tinkering on things, so we were looking. We were looking. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all this stuff.
Okay, Clarksville for sale. Okay, then what do I have? How do I find the?
Cars and trucks or whatever.
Yeah, I know, but this app kind of sucks.
I looked up Fairmont and Zephyr on there for Windows. I didn't find anything when I was searching for Windows. Closest is like 3.5 hours away from here.
Where's the stupid search box? There's a search box for what location?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, now I got some auto parts, auto wheels and tires. Oh, cars and trucks. I'm looking at autos and it's cars and trucks. Okay, so then I'm looking for.
I seen a guy put fiberglass insulation in Orlando to make his own fiberglass Bondo. Oh, wonderful. Lovely.
I don't want to look through all
Mike
this.
Murphy says the Craigslist app is awful.
It is. It sucks. I know. I'm learning right now. It sucks. Well, on a laptop, it's simple. On here, it's like, it's not easy.
Well, I don't want you buying stuff. Did I have this motor running already once?
I want to just put Dodge Dart, and instead they give me all these choices: bus, convertible, coupe, hatchback. Bullshit. I don't want that. I don't want to go by their thing. I want to go by what I want to do.
Well, there's your problem. They want to tell you what to think.
How do I get rid of this? Some stupid game.
No wonder nobody uses Craigslist anymore.
When there's no way to close it. You get one choice: install. Go away. How do you get rid of this? Now I get one choice: get. No. No. Okay, now we're back to. This is horrible. Okay, I'll find it when I get home. It's just impossible. It's impossible to navigate. Idiots. Why do they make apps like that? Nobody can use that. Yeah, on a computer, it's 200 times better. I was thinking for the Triumph to have Kim carve a body from foam and glass it. I thought about that. I thought about doing it in fiberglass and doing it with sheets of foam, but I got all this aluminum here, and I've always wanted to do an aluminum car, so I decided to do that. But
Yeah.
put the phone down and slowly back away, or ask Kim how to do it. Yeah.
I don't really want to mess with the app either.
No, that app sucks. So, I mean, how do they expect anybody to use that? That's that's terrible. So, I'll look when I get back to the house and have the laptop. I'll just go in there. I know how to use that. You can search for any item you want. It's easy. Um, yeah, I've worked so much with foam and fiberglass over the years that I'm pretty good at that too. But I've got all this aluminum here, lots of rolls of aircraft aluminum, and I know how to work with it. And I've always wanted to build an aluminum car. Uh, and if I do it in fiberglass, I've got to buy a lot of epoxy and a lot of glass, and we could wrap up easily $1,000 or $1,500 in materials.
The next one we could do it all in fiberglass if we want.
We
This
could.
one's supposed to be aluminum, so you can show your aluminum skills. We
Okay.
can do riveting and bonding and.
Mike Murphy says,
bending.
Kim, are you all right back there? I'm thinking she's not.
I'm wearing out a little bit.
Yeah, I can tell when you start wearing out. I can tell. You're, and he noticed it too.
I'm sorry. I'm okay though.
Are you?
Well,
Here, you want your drink?
yeah.
Yeah, when she starts, yeah, you can tell. I can tell. She's back there and she just starts like fading out. It's like, uh-oh, she's had it. Are we going to weld or rivet the aluminum? We're going to rivet it. It's going to be riveted and bonded. Thing about, I used to build airplanes with rivets, but I always bonded everything and riveted it so there were no point loads because the rivets have point loads all along. So you take all this nice aluminum that has all this strength, and then you put everything through all these points. So I'd always engineer it for the point loads to carry the load, but then I'd bond it as well. And if you do that, the rivet becomes an anti-peel device, and you're actually spreading the load through the whole surface instead of just all those point loads. So I'm going to do the same thing here. But there's welding. You can't weld this aluminum anyway. This is it's 2024 T3, which is it's not a weldable alloy, and 2024 T3, it's 2024 T3 Alclad. Because see, 2024 T3 is really strong, but it's also subject to corrosion pretty easily. So the Alclad, they put a pure aluminum coating on it so that that protects the aluminum. So 2024 T3 is good for 50,000 psi yield, but when they Alclad it, it's good for about 47,000 psi yield. I don't know. I'm getting kind of in the weeds, I know, but it's just not weldable. The next alloy down, which would be like 6061 T6, it's not as strong, but almost as strong. And it's a weldable alloy. But when you weld it, you take the heat treatment away from it. So instead of that's like good for 40,000 psi yield. But when you weld it, it goes down to 8,000. So you go from 40,000 to 8,000 by welding it. So you really lose the strength. So, and then there's thin sheet metal. It warps and everything. We're just going to rivet and bond it. Aluminum is better. Built like a fuselage. Got it in you. Yeah, I hope so. Mike Murphy, I know nothing about welding, really. I've attempted it so many times. It's just a skill I have to learn to accept, and I can never do well. You know what? At one point in my life, I couldn't weld, and I welded and welded and welded and made a big mess and learned to weld better and better and better. And so I got really good at it. But now, like TIG welding, my left hand's so shaky, and you need two hands that are really steady to TIG weld. I can't do that anymore. I can MIG weld just using my right hand. I can do well with it. But TIG welding or with a torch, where you got a torch in one hand and a welding rod in the other hand, man, either the torch or the rod, whichever one I'm holding, whichever hand, I can't do it anymore. It's all over the place. I was kind of weird. I learned to weld from a guy that was left-handed, and I always so I'm holding the torch in his left hand and the rod in his right hand, and I just learned to do that. And people always look at me and go, "Are you left-handed?" I go, "No, no, no." I'd always say, "Well, the rod's the important part," because that's how I learned. So I don't know. I just can't do that anymore. Kim, you've had it, haven't you?
No, I'm okay.
You don't look okay.
Let me
Hippie
take a
Long,
little break.
say good night, all. After good night. Good next few days, Buff and Kim. So Hippie Long's taken off. Hippie Long, I think you're an entertainer, right? I think that's like an entertainer, like in a band or something. I think I'm not sure. So probably the end of your day.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how it's going to come together. I really am. That's why I'm working so hard to get it ready for him. I'm excited.
I just skipped the ad. There's an ad coming. I just skipped it. I saw it coming up, so I skipped it.
Good plan.
But we're starting to lose everybody, and I got too deep in the weeds. I'm sorry. I start talking about things I know about, and it probably gets like crazy, you know. Yeah, I can tell you're leaning on me.
I'm sorry.
You've had it.
I don't really feel like we have to be done, but we probably ought to be done. I think everybody's schooled a bit.
Union stagehand, engineer. Ah, okay. Well, that's a really interesting job.
Yeah, we'll call it, and we'll do it again soon.
I could solder copper, no issue.
That's a good start.
Well, see,
Copper's pretty easy.
But welding, no. Have you ever done any brazing? Because brazing is very much like soldering. It's more heat, but when you braze, you're soaking bronze into against like a ferrous metal, like into steel, and it's incredibly strong. And I learned to do that too, and it just soaks in like solder, but at much higher heat. You know, the 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 base metal's already red. You know, so you might want to try that. Okay, everybody's taken off, Kim. I'm going to say, oh, she left. She's had it. She's had it. So I guess we're going to stop. We'll be here Tuesday night. And we'll be here Tuesday night at 7 Central. So take care, everybody. Good night.